Hey guys, it's AFairy1995 here, and I'm doing the review over my new phone, the LG Optimus S from Sprint. First off, we're going to talk about carrier information. This is from Sprint, of course. You can see the Sprint logo on the device itself, and I said it was from Sprint in the first part. It runs on their 3G network, not their 4G. There's only two 4G phones currently available for Sprint, the Epic and the Evo. A new 4G phone's coming out called the Evo Shift. It's a smaller little brother to the Evo, and it has a slide-out keyboard, but no front-facing camera, slower processor. But it's a pretty nice phone. It's coming out on January 9th. Go check that out on Sprint's webpage, which I will put a link to, along with the link to this phone, exactly on many other websites. Other than carrier information, let's run through hardware. The LG Optimus S sports a 600 megahertz processor. It's a Cortex-8 A8 processor, 600 megahertz clock speed. I think this lowest clock speed is 227. Highest clock speed is 600 megahertz. It has a 3.2-inch capacitive touchscreen. Has a 3.2 megapixel camera on the back. Of course, your dedicated volume rocker, your 4 Android buttons, which is the home, menu, back, search. You have your dedicated camera button, your voice dialing and voice control button, your micro SD card slots, and your micro USB, which runs with all main smartphones. Of course, you have your speaker on your back, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, power on, power off, lock button. Then you have, of course, your speaker for calling, and then your microphone on the bottom. That's pretty much for hardware. If you want to know anything else about hardware, it does have an accelerometer, of course, like all phones. It has proximity sensors, which are located here. There's 2 of them. And nothing really else I could cover on hardware. If you want to know anything else, I can tell you more about the camera. The camera it records VGA resolution, which is 640 by 480, and it has 3.2 megapixel still photos. Other things I can tell you about the device itself is that it runs on Android 2.2 Froyo, which I am going to be running through that in the next section, which is software. Okay, here is the unlock screen, and you also have, for Android 2.2, you have a sound on and sound off option you can slide over. There's the unlock, and then here is the home screen. I actually resorted back to my original Sprint ID, because this is a Sprint ID enabled device along with the Transform and KSI Zero. Those are the only phones that actually have Sprint ID. Sprint ID is not that bad of a service. It is free. They're thinking about charging, which I wouldn't think they would anyway, because most of the apps that they give you are free in the first place. But this is the ID that comes with it when you first actually turn on the phone. I do have another ID with all my things set up, but I wanted to run through this because this is exactly what it actually opened with, and when I turned it on and activated it. So, of course, you have your typical Android home screen. You have your call button there. This is Android 2.2 Froyo. So what's actually cool about this is that you know how all of the phones, they have their own overlay. They have the overlay for HTC, which is HTC Sense. For Samsung, they like TouchWiz a lot. I don't know why. Then for Motorola, they have MotoBlur. This one, for LG, they don't have any overlays. So this is actually stock Android, which is what I like. I like stock Android. There are some touch interfaces that I do like HTC Sense. I like that a lot better than TouchWiz and MotoBlur. I like HTC Sense better. So this is stock build of Android 2.2. I think it's pretty nice. Let's go through the app drawer. All my apps are there. We're going to run tests on Quadrant Standard, which is right there, and then we're also going to do an iNetwork test. What else can I show you? Sprint ID. When you get onto Sprint ID, let me change the orientation of that. When you get onto Sprint ID, you pretty much have all your IDs here that you've downloaded. I have my ID, which actually originally came with the phone, and then I have my Sprint ID. I'll be resorting to that later when I want to show you guys other stuff. This is swipe enabled, so you can actually use swipe as a keyboard. I'm going to go here on to the Google search bar, and I'm going to change the input method and turn it to the swipe keyboard. And it's currently on the Android keyboard. And you can also download other keyboards. I have the Gingerbread keyboard for Android 2.3. But this is swipe enabled, so let me say something simple. Let me say, how are you? And how are you? There you go. And that was pretty fast. Actually, I think they broke the world texting speed record with the swipe technology, which is pretty fast. I like swipe. I don't use it all that much. I usually use the original Android keyboard and the Gingerbread keyboard, which you can download. Other things I can run through the OS, of course, you can swipe through 5 different home screens. They have the little dots in the corners over here, and here. They have 2 dots when you're on the main home screen. Swipe the side, they disappear on the side that you're going towards, and then same for the other side. Let's go to menu and settings. All the settings are the same. You have wireless and networks, call settings, sounds, display. I'll go to About Phone and show you that it is exactly Android 2.2. If you can see that, Android version 2.2.1. What else can I show you guys? I can't update the firmware yet. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think the 2.3 has come to this device yet. Well, I'm at 34% battery, so I'm pretty good for now on battery life. But other than that, typical settings for Android. You have all this stuff, wallpapers, Sprint ID. Actually, Sprint ID is actually that's the only overlay that I can possibly think that's over on this is the Sprint overlay, and that's for Sprint ID. Everything else is stock Android though. That's pretty much it on this side of the OS. I am going to go on to my ID now. Sprint ID. And Sprint ID, like I said, is a good service. It's not the best you're going to find, but it is a good service. Now you see my home screen. This is my home screen. I'm running the new Android Gingerbread background. And I love this. This is the Nexus background. This is on the Nexus S. That's why they have it on here. This is the new Nexus. I had the old Nexus before I got Gingerbread. So I have all my stuff over here. You have Sprint TV. Sprint TV is an awesome service as long as you have everything free. You only have it for 30 days, which is not that bad. Oh, yay, John 4 Lakers. If you guys know him, that he actually just put up some videos. He's at CES right now. Go check out Phone Dog, all of them. They have all the stuff over CES and all the new phones, and I've seen them. They're pretty dang awesome. I love all the new phones that have just came out. Of course, I have my Nexus background. I love the Nexus background. Other things, I guess I'll show you loading up the internet. Now, let's go to, where did I put that? Let's go to Google search. I'm going to do a Google voice search. If I can find it, voice search. A Ferry 1995. Let's see if they'll pick up that. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it gave me a lot of options. Yeah, it didn't give me my option. Lucky. I guess it was lucky enough to try. I guess it was a good chance to try. Let's go with Phone Dog. Phone Dog. Okay, look. There we go. Phone Dog. Now it's going to load up from what I was previously at. There's Phone Dog. Phone Dog's website, I suggest you go to it and follow them on YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff. They do a lot of reviews, giveaways, videos. They do a heck of a lot of stuff. They're giving away 100 iPads, which is pretty dang awesome. And you see that loaded pretty quick for Google. Now let me try going to a large or big website that has to load up a lot of content, like Popular Science. Popular Science is probably one of my favoriteest websites, or it is my favorite website, considering I love science. This device cannot run Adobe Flash. I'm not exactly sure why, but I've tried to download Flash onto this, and it obviously didn't work. Once this is loaded, and if I don't see an ad or something, that means that it didn't run Flash, so it's not going to load all the Flash things. So this device does not run Flash. And actually, I recommend this device for anyone who's looking for a cheap Android solution. They want an Android device, and they don't want anything too powerful. They don't want anything with all the features, which I do want all the features, but I just couldn't get anything more expensive than this. I actually got this free, like I said in my unboxing. It's $50 from Sprint with a 2-year contract and a full upgrade, or adding a new line to a service. And this has to run on a data plan, so you can get their unlimited data plan for $69.99 for Sprint. Other than that, they actually have the LG Optimus line for almost every carrier. They have the LG Vortex for Verizon. I think that's their version of the Optimus S, or the Optimus for Verizon, because they don't have an Optimus version for it. And this, the Vortex came around this time, and it looks like this. Then they have the LG Optimus T for T-Mobile, the LG Optimus M from Metro PCS, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting Metro PCS to getting a high-end or even an Android device, but they did. So besides that, there's also the LG Optimus U, which is this phone for US Cellular. Besides that, you see how it was pretty fast to load this whole entire website. There's no flash on this page, there's just pictures. But you can see that this website's fully loaded. Zooming is kind of choppy. Pinch to zoom is kind of choppy. I don't mind pinch to zoom, but it's a nice thing to have. It zooms up and you can see text. You can see how I have all the text. This is as far as it zooms in. This is actually pretty nice. Even though there is some pixelation, once you zoom out a little bit more, it gets clearer and clearer. Once you zoom in, there's no pixelation on the text. This screen isn't that bad of a screen either. I think it's 320 by 480. I'm not exactly sure the resolution. It doesn't have a very high pixel density either. So there, I just loaded a website. Let's watch a YouTube video. Let's see how fast we stream high quality YouTube videos. Let's go with Phone Dog. I'm just giving a lot of credit to Phone Dog right now. Sorry. LG Optimus S. Go. There, now it's going to load it. And you'll find their unboxing. I don't want to go to their review because it's too darn long. And I am going to watch this video in full screen and high quality. And it's going to load it, and let's see how fast it loads. And let's turn on the volume. It's a pretty nice speaker.
Hey guys, I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. If you remember back to CGIA about a month ago, Sprint announced 3 new Android devices: the Kyocera Zayo, the Samsung Transform, and last but not least, the LG Optimus S. It was supposed to come out at the end of October, but it's available as of now for $49.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. We're going to do an unboxing of this device. You know, it brings Android to the masses. It's a low-end Android device, and honestly, out of the 3, this was probably my favorite. But first, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with
So you can see that it actually loaded a high quality video pretty fast, and actually it still looked good.